behind the scenes, the light and the flame, designing, producing, creating the name. From the rundown grind to the Emmy stage glory, they shape what we feel. Now tell us your story. Production roles, lights, camera, action. Let's wrap your life with emotion and passion. What's your story?
Hello and welcome into Storyteller from beautiful Beverly Hills ahead of the NBA All-Star Game. The town is hustling and bustling, so you're going to hear maybe some horns behind us, maybe some sirens behind us, but most importantly, you're going to hear from a great friend, Julián Arredondo from FOX Deportes, assistant producer out there. Julián, welcome to Storyteller.
Thank you. Appreciate it for having me.
Well, we know you're probably a little nervous. You used to be on the other side of the camera most of the time, so we appreciate you jumping on this side. That's what Storyteller is all about. Bringing the people from behind the camera in front. And we'll start you out the cold open here. If you were a professional athlete and you had like a walk-up song, what would your walk-up song be? And then explain a little bit of why you would pick that song.
Well, I'm originally from Argentina, but I have family that lives in Seattle. So I just became a Seattle boy. This season I've had enough. I think I have been lucky enough to attend a lot of Mariners games. And there's this one opening song that the Mariners did for this season. It's called The Sound, Easy McCoy.
Yeah.
And that song every time I'm at the stadium, even listening on my phone, I was like, this is my walkout song.
That's
like,
your jam.
Definitely. If I had to pick one, that would be it. Like, hear the sound, hear the city, represent a city. That's just literally my walkout song.
That is a great one. Where I thought you were going for a second was, hey, Mr. Stranger. That was like a big thing for them this year as well, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
What a year. A couple Seattle boys up here just reminiscing on a season or two.
Tough on the NLCS, but
Yeah.
hey, man, I was hoping for the World Series, but what a season. Absolutely.
Yeah, did you see where the last time a football and baseball team went back-to-back was Boston, and before the Red Sox won, they had lost in Game 7 of the ALCS the previous year. So, hey, could be happening again.
Yeah,
Here we go.
Yeah. It's the same thing with the Pope story and the Seahawks.
Yes.
Who knows, man? No.
We love a good storyline.
We love good storylines.
Let's get into your storyline a little bit. Just tell us a little bit about what you do and why you love what you do.
Well, I work in production at FOX Deportes. How I got there, I started as an intern. So funny enough, I just got there without knowing what I was going to do. I started in a different department. Eventually moved to production. And yeah, I love that I'm there just because I love sports. I didn't really know what to do with my life. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I just knew I love sports. So I just landed in production, and then it just started happening all in a very fast pace. TV is literally a fast paced adrenaline. So I just lived that full experience of going from even a PA all the way to an editor, all the way to where I'm at right now as a producer. I get to produce a lot of content, be creative. So fun times right there.
That's the best. And I love that you just got into it a passion for sports and a passion for storytelling. And the segment that we're in right now, Two Truths, No Lies. So we're all true statements here. You're a sports guy, so athletes tend to have their welcome to the show moment where, maybe it's a young athlete that just gets in there and maybe they make a mistake or they get a big hit and it's yo, Rook, welcome to the show. Have you had any moments like that in
Absolutely.
your career where, you're in that live setting, you mess
Absolutely.
up and you think it's all crumbling down?
Yeah. Obviously once you go live for the first time and you do something live and you're people are watching this, and that adrenaline is just one of a kind. Obviously my moment, I guess, was when I did my first solo production. It was a soccer game. As a producer, you're in charge of everything, and it's kind of you got to figure out music, graphics, you got to figure out the storytelling, you got to figure out what's the key points to a game even. So I had to figure out all that stuff live, and the pressure of thinking a million things, thinking cameras, where am I going? Is talent ready? Are the mics up? All that stuff. Obviously, it's not my job. You have a crew behind you, but at the same time, you want it to be perfect. You want it to be neat. TV, obviously, the least amount of errors, that's good TV. So imagine, you never want to go to black, right? So
yes, that's the one fear.
That's the one fear. So you're always thinking about all these little things. But yeah, that was my welcome to the show moment.
That just energy in that room though is kind of infectious. It seems like,
man. It is to be in a PCR, hearing a million voices. seeing how obviously the product just comes to life. Yeah, I'm happy that I'm in production, definitely, man.
Let's get a little bit more behind the build, because you talk about so many different moving parts and so many things that happen. I don't think everyone maybe understands what goes into it. Let's highlight a recent activation. Pick one that you're proud of and get into it a little bit.
I'm really proud. I did produced the Super Bowl last year for FOX Deportes. That was pretty nice. New
Just
Orleans,
a small little thing.
Small little thing, right? You would think Super Bowl. Yeah, was probably the most stressful week I had since I've been at Fox.
What were some memorable moments from that week that when you tell people, when you look back on it, it's like, hey, I produced the Super Bowl. It's like, what did you do and what stood out?
So it was obviously months in the working. We went to New Orleans. We did site serving. We did small packages while being there. It was exciting to see all that from 2024 all the way to 2025 when we had the Super Bowl. And just that entire week, it was the whole crew in New Orleans, and just piecing everything together, making sure that every day there was something to put on there, and it had its own story. It was engaging. It was fun. Yeah, and I guess like the most important thing, that everybody was having their own little fun moment, and that all together just made it like memorable. Absolutely, like, yeah.
Was there any like fun stories from the week that you recall when you think back on it?
Fun stories. I definitely had one with my talent. He's Rodolfo Landeros, if you're watching it.
Probably is.
Obviously. So we went to New Orleans and we did packages about obviously New Orleans and the whole like what's it called, with like the not the ghosts, but it's like the
it's kind of like a haunted experience.
The haunted experience and
like
whatnot.
with the cemetery and everything down there.
So we went to the cemetery. I wanted to do a package there, and he was like, "I'm not going in there whatsoever." I'm like, "Hey man, it's Nicolas Cage tomb in there, like that's cool stuff. You don't see it." And he's like, "Well, I'll see it maybe one day, but not today." And definitely fun in that sense, because I have my camera guy and we went in. We wanted to see the story and know about the city. Never been before. But he was like, "You know what? I'm good. I don't want to see that. I'm here for football." I'm like, "Me too. But hey, man, let's embrace the city." That's what I feel like. The sports and culture, like we mix that together. Wherever we go, we experience, like, at least in New Orleans, it was the music, which is really big, the jazz and whatnot. Culture over there, and just mix that with sports. That's I guess like the most memorable.
That is, and speaking of like the culture and the community, let's get into a little bit of like the playbook when it comes to production. And a big part of that is engaging your audience.
Mm-hmm.
What's your keys and like key thoughts when it comes to engaging your audience?
So yeah, there's something that one of my mentors told me, which is TV is already invented. So it's just adding your own little flavor to it. You're not creating anything new. You're not making, super discovery. You're just making your own little hint or something that will engage the audience. And how that's done, I feel like one of the people that helped me actually was Aire, which you met. Shout
absolutely.
out to Aire. There's a lot of people that would engage with really spicy questions. So I feel like social media and fan interaction, polls.
Mm-hmm.
She helped me out with polls a lot. She's a big Deportes person with that. And that's something that it's just insane, because like we can be talking about, do the Seattle Supersonics, should they come back to the city, and people would be like, well, yeah, no, and then it just opens up a whole debate. That fan interaction, that people engaging that quick on a big question, whether, I don't know, is Seattle better than whatever other team? Like, should Oklahoma not be there anymore even though they're champ? I don't know. Like, those spicy question people engage in a second, and that's really cool, man, because you get people talking, you get the viewers hooked, and that's something that stuck with me, like fan interaction, polls.
Do you
trivia.
find that your audience is pretty eager to like engage with the content?
Absolutely. Yeah. Especially if there's obviously big stuff to talk about. Like obviously in the Hispanic world, America Chivas, you just throw one question about each of those and they'll start fighting no matter what. I get you. Whether it's me being from Argentina, Brazil and Argentina, who's better? Is Pelé better? Is Messi better? Was Maradona better? All these questions, people like engage in a second. Even at the office, we just like have a crack at that, because people literally get invested in a second and they have their own thoughts, their own way of seeing things. So
Are on the Deportes side, are you guys going to be launching some stuff around the World Cup this year, like pre-shows, post-shows, and stuff like that?
Yes, we're gonna be covering the World Cup. That's gonna be a lot of fun, a lot of work.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's where a lot of actually tag work comes into play. That graphics, new stuff that we've been seeing. It's definitely a way of engaging fans, not only on the linear side but also on the digital side. So I'm definitely looking forward to that.
What's the prep look like for that, or what is just like
Ooh.
show prep? Is it ideation on what kinds of content to do, or what's it look like?
Obviously it depends obviously on FIFA giving us also the access to do a
Yeah,
lot of
true.
stuff. So but that's something that it's been already in the plans. It's not something that obviously World Cup starts in 4 months and we're just gonna start right now. It's something that we've been planning since last year, and what are we gonna do, where are we gonna be, and then obviously it depends on the access that we get. Yeah.
Let's get into something we call shot callers, and it's just looking ahead. What's something in like broadcast or content creation that either you want to be doing that you're not yet doing, or you think people are going to be doing? Like, what direction are we headed here?
Oof, that's another good question. I feel like there's a lot of social media that's gonna be just running the world, streaming. I see it not only in the US but abroad too, where like internationally, like a lot of channels are just like streaming channels. How do we integrate that? That's something that I want to figure out.
Yeah.
How do you integrate like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, streaming platforms with your linear? Yeah,
Going and finding the audience where they are, like meeting them there on their platforms.
Yeah. And I'm eventually thinking about, I don't know why my mind goes sales, goes marketing, goes everywhere. So it's like, how do you integrate all these little things where you can make profit at the same time, engaging audience and making it fun while, retaining that audience is just like the hard part, I guess.
That's awesome. What would you just to go back real quick, you mentioned like TV. I love when you were like, TV's been created and it's just about the little flair you add to it. What would you say is that little flair for FOX Deportes or the shows that you produce?
What is that little? It's just our own little touch. I feel like as a team, they let us be super creative. We have a lot of tools to use. I feel like in the Hispanic world, as I said, TV has already been invented, but it's really hard to get away from traditional TV. So you'll have your typical camera 1, camera 2, but sometimes you can include a steady cam. Sometimes you can include a drone. Sometimes you can include an aerial, whatever shot you want. And I feel like to get that mindset out of like traditional TV of just like simple one-on-one, like even this, like it's super cool to even imagine like what else can you do.
Yeah.
Our little flair is just that. It's just knowing that, hey, you want to jump on a green screen, we can do something cool, create a graphic tag word, put in the background, make it green screen. You want to, I don't know, go on the roof and do a show on the roof of the channel and like stuff like that. Like creatively, they let us do whatever, and then like that helps us to, brainstorm and obviously with our limitations, budget and whatnot, but be super creative and like get out of that little box.
Pretty limitless. There are obviously fences there, but you can take it as far as you want to take it. I love it. But we like to close here with the Storyteller shout out. So obviously you're on here, we're putting you on the big stage, but who else deserves their flowers or deserves their shout out there?
I just cannot say one person, man. I big shout out to the whole production team at FOX Deportes, everybody there from, PAs, editors, executives, everybody just there. It's super fun to be there. Just go in the office, talk sports, leave the office, talking sports. It's just fun, man.
Love it. Well, we got to get you up to Vancouver, BC. So, Julian, I appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by, Storyteller. You guys do amazing work there. Good luck at the upcoming World Cup coverage. All the work there. I know Big Fox has the rights there, but you guys are doing a lot of stuff around it on the Deportes side. So, good luck there and keep doing your thing.
La próxima vez hablamos español.
Yeah. I knew that was coming. I just nod and smile. That's it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for having me.
Take care, everyone.